What's good, everyone? I want to issue a quick apology for my lack of content over the holiday break. All the days I thought I'd have off were instead taken up by my day job. Don't get me wrong, the pay's nice, but I was really hoping to do more than just this one video over the span of, 3 weeks? Also, I'm sorry for letting Locked and Loaded get derailed. This past weekend was supposed to be a streaming weekend, but that got cancelled again due to work. We should be back on track with Locked and Loaded this Saturday at 7 p.m. So, today I'll be taking a look at what some non-binary snowflake has to say about gender neutrality. I figured this will be nothing short of complete fucking insanity. As always, let's get this over with.
Hello everybody, my name is Dev Blair, and sometimes I like to wear makeup.
Oh god, what the fuck am I looking at? I thought Halloween was over.
Why? Because I'm non-binary.
Are you absolutely sure that you don't mean clown school dropout?
It's been almost a month since I came out as genderqueer on my main channel.
Wow. A whole month. Talk about one hell of an anniversary.
I've since changed that label to non-binary because I find that it fits me more.
Clown school dropout.
Still, if you're interested in knowing more about what non-binary means and what the label means to me specifically and personally...
Actually, you know what? Yes, I would like to know more. Mostly because no one else can give me a fucking straight answer on the topic, so please, enlighten me on what it means to be non-binary.
You can check out my blog, or you can follow MTV Voices because there will be a piece coming out with them very soon that explains my perspective on things. For this video, I want to talk about the 3 things that no one told me about identifying as non-binary. Let's get started.
Alright, hold on. Just let me get another beer. There is no way in hell I'm finishing this video sober.
First thing is, pronouns are not easy. Literally figuring out which pronouns to use to express the kind of gender that I feel within myself, the hardest and probably longest part of this entire process.
Oh, come on. Here we fucking go with the pronoun thing again. I'm sorely tempted to skip this because how often it comes up, but I just can't fucking help explaining myself again. You do not get to dictate what new words enter the English language. You have 4 pronouns: he, she, they, and it. He refers to men, she refers to women, they refers to a collective figure such as a group or employees of a company, and it refers to inanimate objects.
Harry!
What?
It's an inanimate fucking object.
You're an inanimate fucking object!
If you are using they to refer to a single individual, you are using English improperly. Go the fuck back to grammar school and pay attention for once.
Before I even came out as non-binary, I started telling people, hey, I'd like to use they, them, theirs pronouns.
And here we have point number 2. I will never use your pronouns when speaking directly to you. If you feel the need to tell people what pronouns you use, you are dictating language, which I will not stand for. When talking to you, I'll use stuff like you or clown. Seriously, do you not realize how much you look like a fucking clown?
But even so, I forget to use those pronouns for myself all the time. And I don't know if it's because I actually just prefer he, him, his pronouns, or if it's just because I've spent 18 years identifying as male, and so all of my habits are just to refer to myself as such.
You're only used to hearing male pronouns because, newsflash, you're male. You look like a male, your family knows you as a male, and if you've got some dangly bits between your legs, I don't care what the little voice in your head is telling you. You are a man.
Either way, I know that when someone says to me that I'm a guy, I don't like it. So I know that I'm not making up what I'm feeling, but it's just tricky figuring out pronouns and how you want to use them.
Well, okay, so maybe you're not a manly man. Maybe you're not some lumberjack in the backwoods of Canada throwing axes at passing seals. Maybe, just maybe, you might be gay. That doesn't make pronouns a fucking subjective part of language. They're a linguistic shortcut so our sentence structure doesn't become Bob drove the car that belonged to Bob to the supermarket to put beer back in the fridge that also belonged to Bob. Who the fuck talks like that? Nobody. Literally nobody. There are only two pronouns beside he and she, which are they and it. Again, they can only be used on a collective entity, such as an unknown owner of an object, or an inanimate object like a fucking rock. Since you are not a collective entity, and damn close to being a rock, the only pronoun you have left to use in any grammatically correct capacity is it. You can tell me that they is what you prefer all goddamn day long, but that doesn't change the fact that on the level of language, you are misusing the word. Stop this.
The second thing is, the appropriate label for your sexuality might actually change depending on how you identify in terms of gender. Now, this isn't something that I thought about beforehand, but if you're an individual who, for example, identified as male, and then now identifies as something that isn't male, you can't really use the label gay per se to describe your sexuality because you're not a male that's attracted to males.
You know, if your pronoun is changing on a day-to-day basis, I have a great term for that. Mental instability.
Thankfully, we have the terms androsexual, which means attraction to guys, and gynosexual, which means attraction to females, to clear that whole thing up.
Oh, no fucking no. I do not have those terms. Androsexual and gynosexual, as you put them, aren't even real words. You and your little screwball cabal are the ones with those terms, not me. We have terms for that already. You have straight, gay, and lesbian. There is no need to go around inventing extra words for terms that we already have. Thesauruses are thick enough these days. Of course, not as thick as you, apparently.
The third thing is there is no guide to figuring out how to express the gender that you feel within you.
Yes, there is, and it's called the rest of society. People will tell you either verbally or through body language whether or not you are doing something that they approve of. If they do something to you that gives you the impression you're doing something wrong, maybe you should consider a little bit of self-correction. Or do I have to send you back to kindergarten myself?
If I could count the amount of times that I've had to stop and question whether my gender expression is actually appropriate for the setting that I'm going out for, well, I would know some new numbers. Because literally just the other day, I had an interview and I was hesitating just to put on lipstick.
Did it ever cross your mind that for the average Joe, a man wearing blue lipstick is fucking abnormal? Sounds like you almost had a common sense breakthrough.
And the thing is, I am a strong believer that just by virtue of identifying with the label non-binary, you have a non-binary body.
Wait, what? No. A label isn't some magical term that suddenly changes your physical characteristics. You may think you're non-binary, but that still makes you biologically male. Something tells me your little crusade against reality is not going to get you very far.
But there is no right or wrong way to express that, and so figuring that out can really mess you up, especially if, you've spent so long identifying with the one type of gender and having all of those gender roles pressed onto you and forced onto you, that now it's like you're trying to shed all that, but you're still not sure if people will receive it the way that you want to.
What? I got nothing here. Just, what?
But what you have to realize is, it's not for other people, it's for you, and you should do what makes you feel happy.
Okay, sure. It's for you and no one else. But it sounds awfully inconsiderate if I were to suddenly start demanding that people I've never met address me with a made-up gender. In that case, take your clown makeup and your non-binary bullshit and just keep it to yourself. I think we'll all get along much better that way.
There's actually a fourth piece that I want to talk about in this video, but instead I'm going to save it for the written piece that I am going to be publishing with MTV Voices.
Who the hell thought it was a good idea to let you publish anything?
So, don't forget to follow them so that you can see when that gets published. Now the discussion point for this video is, what is your experience of gender?
Yeah, normal. Thanks for asking. Unlike you, I'm living in reality. Anyway, guys, that's all from me. Buck out.